A very good morning to all, the students, research scholars, faculty members, the participants from various institutions, and respected resource person here. As per our club motto, we would like to provide right information to the right person, by the right person, at the right time, and in right personal way. It is my great pleasure to introduce the second event by Vistas NDLI Club on the topic, let me write a technical article right now. This is a much awaited event in everyone, especially research scholars. Without any delay, I would like to call upon Mr. Dinesh Balaji to deliver welcome address.
Thank you, sir. And good morning all, and welcome all for this global event, Let Me Write a Technical Writing. It's jointly organized by Wales University and Technology Advanced Studies and the NDLI. On behalf of Vistas Management and the NDLI Club, our library team, I welcome university authorities, faculty members, research scholars, students, and participants from various institutions. I'm thankful to our university authorities and management for their support, encouragement to conduct this event in successful manner. Once again, I welcome you all for this great occasion.
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh Balaji, for your warm welcome. Now I invite our president, Vistas NDLI Club, and the director, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Dr. T. Shanmugasundaram sir, to deliver the felicitation address. Welcome, sir. Shanmugasundaram sir. Hello. Shanmugasundaram sir.
Shanmugasundaram sir. Yeah.
Shanmugasundaram sir.
Yeah. You can just unmute yourself, sir.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Audible, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, dear delegates, and a very warm welcome to all the participants, and happy to felicitate for this National Digital Library of India Club. So it's indeed a great occasion that many people, nearly I'm able to see 200 plus participants are joined and registered for this particular event on Let Me Write a Technical Article. So which is going to be delivered by Dr. Arun Sahayadas of Vistas. And I think this is the second event we are conducting on behalf of the NDLI Club. So many members may not be knowing what is this NDLI, and just I'm going to give for 1 or 2 minutes on this. So NDLI is nothing but National Digital Library of India, and the NDLI Club are initiatives of the Ministry of Education, Government of India, which have been implemented by IIT Kharagpur. And many may be thinking, what are its benefits? So the benefit is to facilitate among students through various activities. The activities will be the online events conducted through the NDLI Club platform. So itself without the need of any other service. And NDLI and NDLI Club platform are sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, developed by IIT Kharagpur. And is all this NDLI services are free? That is another question which arises. So it is nothing but NDLI is a digital repository which contains various textbooks, articles, videos, audiobooks, lectures, simulations, fiction, and all other kinds of learning materials which will be available on this platform, which will be very useful for the students. And NDLI provides his services on free of cost to access many books in Indian languages, in English and other foreign languages also. So This is about NDLI and about today's event. It's a very important topic because many students will be in the projects, so they don't know how to write the output of the project. So how that is what Dr. Arun Sahayatas is going to deliver to you, how to write a technical article based on your research output, because doing research is something different, and expressing the results of the research is very, very important. So whatever output you are going to show out of our research, that should be in the form of a article. It should be published in a very good scientific journal. So that is what you are going to gain knowledge from this. So thank you for the club members for joining, and thanks for the organizers for giving me an opportunity to felicitate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is right time to introduce the resource person. Once again, I call upon Mr. Dinesh Balaji to introduce our resource person.
Thank you. It is my great pleasure to introduce the resource person, Dr. Arun Sagayadas, in front of you. Dr. Arun sir was awarded doctoral award from the University of Malaysia, Perlis. He contributed publication in JCR Impact Factor journals. He has 800 citation with the H index of 11. He is a reviewer of many impact factor journals, served as an editor in Scopus Index journals proceedings, and is produced 8 PhD scholars, currently guiding 8 scholars in he filed his own patent, and is completed research project consultation worth of 45 lakhs. Currently, he is a work project with Perugia, France, worth of 20 lakhs. And once again, I welcome all you for this wonderful knowledge sharing occasion. And on behalf of behalf of Almighty God, I cordially, respectfully invite the director of IQAC, Professor Dr. Department of CSE scholar, the evented and most importantly a well human being, none other than Dr. Arun sir, to preside over the occasion. And it's over to you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dinesh and Suresh, for those wonderful way in which you just put
Thank you,
things.
sir.
And thanks to Dr. Shanmu Sundaram, who could just give a brief on the NDL also, so that we could all understand on what's really happening. And I would like to welcome people, especially from outside Chennai, from outside our university. I can just see few people from Annamalai University, from Kanjipuram, Dr. Vijay, librarian Kanchi, Sri Krishna College of Arts and Science, and others who have joined. So welcome each and every one of you for taking time to join over here. Okay, so just before moving on, just a few things so that we'll all be on the same platform. So this session would be very much interactive, but because of some practical feasibility and for the proper coordination of all things, so participants wouldn't be able to unmute yourself. So whatever queries you have got, one of my colleagues is helping me out as the Q&A. If you can just see in the participants, there would be one person called as Q&A. So any questions, so the Q&A has raised a hand. So anybody who has got a doubt, you can just send a chat to Q&A. You won't be able to send the chat to everyone. You will be able to send the chat to the co-host. So you can just specify Q&A, and if you have any questions, every now and then we'll be discussing. And of course, we'll be using the platform in such a way that it would be, you yourself would be giving your inputs, and finally might be even if the Q&A, I mean, finally your questions, if it is not addressed, we'll take it up in the last few minutes, right? Okay, so you can check your chat. So you can send your questions to Q&A. So that is what you have to really understand. Okay, so we'll just move on to that topic. So you're raising the hand. I don't know if it is for saying a hello or for whether if it is a query. In case it is a hello, it is hello for everyone. And in case of a query, I would prefer that you do it in the chat so that we can cover everything. Okay. I'll just share a few of the experiences, journeys that I went through in my whole writing career. Might be a decade back. Anything and everything in academia I can just do, other than just sitting and writing a technical paper or something like that, because it was something like a big taboo. And in that context, how writing has become a joy, how the tools have really helped me out. So I'll be sharing every now and then, right? Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are just going to do a particular activity called as Slido. You can just type in your browser slido.com and you can just put 856556 over here. So I would encourage all of you, whether you are in your mobile or if you are in your laptop or desktop, you can just open a browser, your Google Chrome browser or any browser. You can just type slido.com. So in that you will be having a join activity. People have started to give very good. So the question is, have you written a research or technical article? Oh, good. So just type slido.com. The event ID is 856556. I can see 9 people who have taken up the poll. Might be, I'll just wait for another 45 seconds. You can keep the Slido poll as open. Okay, it's wonderful. So I assume you are the representatives for the full bigger sample, right? So you can keep your Slido window open also. I think since you're getting used to it, it is taking time. Might be from the next questions, you will be even more well versed. Okay, let's just move on. So I see around 60% of the people are kind of new. And good news is it is always easy to learn from the scratch rather than to unlearn and learn. So it is wonderful. And for the people who have written a research article, technical article, wonderful to have you over here. Might be you can also give your inputs. Okay, that's a good response. We'll just move on. For people who have written a research article, what were some of the challenges you faced while writing your article? If at all you face some challenges while writing, what are the challenges you faced? Plagiarism is a major issue. Getting related articles, wonderful. Getting related flow in the article, wow, great. Unexplored area. Authentic resources, wonderful. Choosing a problem statement, you're nailing it. So repeated articles. So appropriate review articles. Choosing the proper thrust area. So a statistics interpretation. Wonderful. One person is my type. Just to start is the biggest problem. To start. Speaking of problems with people or persons, language because they expect high English standard, agreed. Citations, collecting data, lack of ideas, framing sentences. Wow, you guys have really made my day. You have beautifully brought out almost everything. So novelty, because after writing a beautiful paper, you send it and the reviewers say, there is nothing novel in your paper. So all these things you would have just gone through. And identifying the research gap. So current issues, selecting index journals. Okay, great. So I wish we had a day or two, workshop wherein we could learn together. So seeing the way in which you have got the inputs, it's something amazing, right? Anyways, good. I'll stop with this. So in today's, might be in the next few minutes, we'll be just bringing out some of the issues that you have brought out. So how many of you are interested in detective movies or novels and all those things? So in case of any crime, there would be some 6 FFQs or 7 FFQs that people will be just doing, handling. It is basically, so who are all involved? So what is the motive behind the murder? So where did that murder happen? How did it happen? Why did it happen? So what, and all these things. So these are the basic. Oh, my voice is low. I think I'll just try to improve my speaker. Is it better now? Okay. Okay, good. So we'll be just seeing few of these questions and see how to deal with it. So who should write an article? So is the person who does all the work one person, and the person who writes, should he be a different person? Can I just pay somewhere and get someone to write it for me? Right. So this is something that we'll be discussing. So why should I write? So what is, I just do the work, it comes out very beautifully. So why should I just document it? What is the importance of it? We'll discuss about it. So what should I write in a technical article? So what should be the components? So what are the ingredients? So what should I write? So we'll just talk about it. So when should I write? So can I start just now, just like that? Now I am motivated. Can I start it at 12 o'clock today noon? So what, is there some prerequisites before I start to write? So how should I write? So is there some tools that is available? Is there some way in which there is structure in which I have to write? So how should I write? And ultimately, some of you are bringing out how to find the proper indexing, where should I publish, and all those things, right? So might be these 6 issues I'll just bring out and we'll just discuss one by one. Might be few things we won't be going very deep into it, but few things will take time to really explore. Uh, Believe me, if you don't want to make your work interesting, no one else would like to make it interesting. So I, yeah, just come across a lot of students, lot of scholars who say, I have just written my paper, I myself can't read my paper, right? So it is a very natural response, but you always understand that. So if you, as a person, if you yourself are not able to read your work, who else is going to read your work? So the one, as the author who is going to write the paper, make sure that you're passionate about your work. You just write it with a real passion, right? So make it as interesting as possible so that even a small kid would be able to understand. While doing research in Malaysia, one of the professors was from Yemen. So he is the guy who he came and delivered a lecture like this to us. So that particular person, uh, he publishes an impact factor around 10, 15, might be some 10 articles a year. He just works in 3 floors, presses one button, the chair from first floor goes to second floor. He guides his students over there. To that extent, he is vibrant. He is not a native English speaking guy. So what he does is he writes and he gives to her 10-year-old daughter. So the moment his 10-year-old daughter is able to read it and understand, then he says, okay, it is good to go for a review, right? So to that extent, he sees that it is interesting even to a small kid. So even a very technically high mathematics or physics or chemistry or whatever it is, you can make it interesting. So ultimately, it is you who can make it real, joyful, and interesting. So keep it in mind that the project centers, they don't know anything. They will just copy paste your whole work. It is not going to take you anywhere. Ultimately, it is you who have to make it interesting, and do believe that you are the only person who can really have the passion and do it. So keep it in mind. Okay. So why should I write? Of course, few things for your own self. So in which standard I am at, what is my quality? So there are international benchmarks. The moment I sent it to some good journals, the review comments, the first journal that I sent, the first comment I won't forget in my life. A review paper is not a laundry list. So that was the first comment, right? So these comments, when it comes, then it hurts and it's so grieving and all those things. But when I look back, all those comments have really improved the quality of my work, right? So what reviewers do it free of cost. They take the time in sending 4 pages, 5 pages of what to, how, how to really improve your paper, right? So you won't I'm sorry, some internet issues. So connected in my hotspot. Anyways, I'll just share my screen again. Okay, so basically it really, for your own self, you have a containment, you get a lot of links and all those things, right? And ultimately for the society, any real solid products that has come, it is the result of some good work which has been documented through some research articles. And of course, it gives a facelift for your organization. Once you start to work, your juniors, they can take it up and your whole work can become a holistic product, right? So in addition, you've got a lot of benefit, but I don't want to go into it. Now coming to the aspect of what to write. Basically, there are many types. There are some short articles, some um, very one-page article. So all those things are possible. But in very broader sense, you have got two types of articles. One is literature reviews, in which you will be able to give a critique of all the literatures that is available. And so what have the researchers done? So just do an extensive study on any one particular area. So it can be a review paper. So you have to identify the gaps and you have to suggest the next steps. So here no physical or lab research is done predominantly. Of course, few people, they try to just do the methods that people have done. It is an exception, but in general, literature review, you just consolidate and you just publish. In most of the good journals, they will expect you to do at least some 100 comparisons of the research that has been carried out previously. And from there, you would be summarizing. So literature review would be one type of papers that you can write. Another type is the empirical studies, which is your original research, either as lab experiments or you just collect some data collection through some questionnaires and all those things. Then you have your sample size, all those things, and you write. So, and the basic structure is some introduction, materials and methods, results, discussion, right? So we tested in our studies, we measured. So these are some of the key phrases that we'll be using while writing a paper in this, right? So you can choose to write either a literature review paper or you can write an based on the empirical studies or the experimental work that has been carried out by you. This empirical study is much easier than a literature review. Literature review, when you go for some very good journals, they will expect people who are real good in that particular area to, who have got a proven record to write. Anyways, nothing wrong in trying. So how to get these articles, we'll just see later, right? So when to write? How, uh, how many of you have tried baking or cooking or whatever it is, right? So when do you bake? So just imagine a scenario like this. You are so excited today. Evening 4 o'clock, you go home and you say that I want to bake, right? And finally, you just open the oven to just put things inside. Then you remember that there is no eggs in your fridge. There is no butter. There is no baking soda. What will happen? You won't be able to bake. You won't be able to get a good cake. So similarly, while you want to start to write, there are few things that you have to make ready, the preliminary or the preliminary steps that are required before writing a paper. So what are some of the preliminary things that are required? You can just put it over here. Go to your Slido and you can type it over here. The concept, idea, problem statement, location, respondents, content. Can you elaborate on the content? Results, wonderful. Current research findings, great. Somebody have told title, data collection. Indeed, data collection has to be done. Scientific evidence is required. You should be clear with your objectives. True. Right. Okay, great, great. You are coming up with something very important aspects. So I would just pick few of the things that are very, very essential. In case you are writing, you are going to write a experimental setup based paper. You should be ready with your results with a list of table, figure. So what are all the things that you are going to put? All those things are very, very important. And of course, even in that case, some people who have done similar work on that particular area, at least some 10 people who have worked on that area, what they have worked, what is the research gap. So what are the issues? You should be having a consolidated literature support or literature review on the same. You should be having the objectives very, very clear. What is the objective of your work, right? And of course, all your references and everything should be ready. So once you have these things, it is a very, very good practice to really understand to which journal or to which conference you would like to send this particular work to, right? So I don't know if you people have tried it. It's a very, very good practice to finalize the journal to which you are planning to submit even before starting to write a paper. What is the advantage? So for example, I'm just say planning to send my paper to journal A. So I will just see the literatures that are similar to my content over there, 10 articles, what is the structure, what is the flow that people have written. So you will be able to understand that. So this is the overall flow that people would like to have. Then I start to write my article based on that particular flow, that particular structure. Because each and every journal have got their own structure. There would be a bias towards it. So you just try to understand, this is the journal I would like to put it, my article in. Because now most of the cases, what's the struggle is people just write their article, then they try to go and find some journals, they get struck up. So this journal is asking in this particular format, should I rework all those things? So to avoid all these things, it's a good practice to even finalize your journal, right? So anyways, you have got some very good thing. Hats off. Okay, so first would be your title. The methodology. So it should be very specific and it should bring out the methodology. So I am developing some systems for say driver drowsiness using SVM classifier. It becomes too generic, right? So what I'm going to say is, if I'm going to work on some biosensors, so I'm going to say physiological signals based driver drowsiness using higher order spectra. So whatever it is, I make my methodology also very specific, the unique thing that I'm going to contribute, and it is going to come up in my title. So your title has to be very specific and it cannot be broad. So keep it in mind. Title is very, very crucial. And of course, authors, you can, if you are a student, your guide would be one of the co-authors. And in the case of you being a scholar, your supervisor would be a co-author. And of course, anyone who has contributed to your work by helping you out in a very concrete manner. So in case if someone has just helped you, you can always bring it out in the acknowledgement section, which would be later. So authors is very, very important. And what is the affiliation in which you are going to put? And of course, your abstract is very, 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 very essential. Just some 250 words. And do remember that your abstract is the mirror of your whole paper, of your whole article. If your whole article is so beautiful, but your abstract of 250 words is not so catchy, the probability of your paper getting rejected is very high. Because most of the editors, they will just go through the abstract. If the abstract is very appealing, then they will be sending it to the review, right? So just to catch the, to keep the reader interested, make your abstract very beautiful. And of course, keywords, some 6 to 10 keywords, they will be asking any area that you are just working on. So you can just write the keywords. It can be very specific also. Do remember that this keyword is the one that helps your paper to come up when they do a Google search, right? So you can just use some methodology that you have used. What is the problems definition? So you can just use some of the keywords from there over here, which would be helpful. And this section is very essential, the intro part. What is the context of your whole work? What is the rational or what is your motivation on why you're just doing this particular work, right? For example, in the case of my driver safety, I will just say that the number of road accidents in roads is so high. So people just like that, they die. The number of, because of the road accidents, this many economic losses have happened. This many people have lost their life. This many people have been physically hurt. So I'll just keep that as my stats. So that is how I'll be starting my introduction. What has really motivated me to go into this particular area? So that would be my motivation. Then I will say, so people have done to detect this particular driver drowsiness or inattention, people have done these particular methods, right? So, and then finally, I'll just tell very briefly about the literature review. Then finally, I will say, these are the gaps in that particular literature. So people have addressed these things, but these have not been addressed. So I'll just bring it out in a very positive note. Then to address this gap, what I'm going to do, that would be my objectives, right? So to address this particular gap, in our particular work, we are just doing this. So, and based on it, we'll be carrying out. And final part would be your organization of your paper. So in introduction, you have got your motivation, why you are going to do it, a brief literature review with research gaps, and statement of purpose or your objective, and finally your organization of your paper. So these 4 components should be there in your introduction in the case of your scientific paper. In case of your experimental based papers, right? And of course, your materials and methods is also very essential. Who are all the subjects? How you designed your whole protocol? So how you are carrying out your research? What are the experiments that have been carried out? What are the data collection procedures? What are the data sources? So what is the data set that you have used? What are the measurements that you are using? So you just use in case of your quantitative as well as qualitative. So for all these things, what you do is you just try to get all these things. You can just validate your questionnaires, how many samples you are taking, all those things will be coming here, right? And finally, you will be, that is your materials. And in the case of your methods, it is your methodology, which will say, I have used these particular methods to carry out my research, right? So you can just bring out your algorithms or whatever it is in your methodology, right? So once you have done this, then you will say using these methodologies in my particular materials, I have got these results, right? So the data collection experiment was carried out in the subjects, and I have applied these particular methodologies or these particular algorithms. And so this is how I have got my result. It can be either a graph, it can be either a figure, it can be either a table, whatever it is. So you are just going to bring out your results, right? And of course, your discussion, you will be just bringing out the philosophy of your results. Why you got this result? Why SVM classifier is not giving a good accuracy as your convolutional neural network? So what is the algorithm? How it's the structure? So you'll be just discussing these issues over here, and what is the new knowledge that you're bringing. So the previous researchers have brought an accuracy up to 85%. Now we have used this and the accuracy have improved to so and so percentage, whatever it is, you are just going to bring all these things in your discussion. Finally, you will just bring out the conclusion. Conclusion is your brief summary on we did like this and we got this particular thing. So that would be very, very brief. And in your conclusion, you will have 2 more components, which is your limitation of your study. These things are only within the scope of our study. In this particular study, these things we haven't considered. We haven't done the experimentation from the female participants. We have done it only in the context of Tamil Nadu, in the context of Chennai. So all these things are your limitation. And the future work, you will be able to say that. So in future, people can just try a multi-modal system. So just bring out different group of people, all those things you should be able to say. And references is another thing which is very, very essential. If I get a review paper, I'll just go through the abstract and the next thing I will see is the references. If the references are not proper, I won't review that paper. Outright reject, right? It is something like this. Remember hear this very carefully. What happens is you do a very beautiful work. So your algorithm is so good, your methodology is so good, everything is exceptional. But the raw material is very, very bad. What will happen? Just assume in the case of our baking, I have got a spoiled egg, right? And I just try to bake a beautiful cake. What will happen? I won't be able to eat the cake because the raw material is not good. What I'm talking about in the context of raw material is the references. the literatures that I have used to do my work. So if my literatures are not good, my whole work, even if it is very, 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 very superb, is not good, right? So always remember that we'll spend some time in this. Might be in the next slide, we'll just go through how to get some good references, because some of you were just talking about how to get good sources to start my study. We'll just talk about it today, right? And acknowledgement. So whoever has helped you, if somebody has given you some grant, you can just acknowledge them. Somebody has helped you with their expertise, you can acknowledge them. So whatever it is, you can do it over here. So do remember this particular model. So your introduction is very general, because if you remember, I just talked about the rationale behind your project, how it is over there. Then it becomes very particular over here. That is your body, which is very, very specific to your particular area. Here you shouldn't tell any stories. All the stories are over here. At this point, you just finish off all the literature review and all those things. From here, you are going to talk about your particular work. So how your methodology is going to work. So all these things are very, very, very particular, very specific. And finally, in discussion, you are going to say the limitation and future work and all those things will come over here. And of course, this is a very helpful thing that helped me. So I just thought of sharing it. So order of writing. So you just write the results and discussion first. So you are clear with your methodology. Because of that, you have got your list, your tables and figures. You just put everything over there. Then you write the methodology. So how you got these results? So that would be your methodology. How many subjects, the samples, you write the materials and methods, everything over here. This would be your second section, right? Then you write the intro and conclusion. Finally, your abstract. And after writing all these things, write the title, right? So this is a bottom-up approach rather than the top-down approach, because you will be struck up. So once you finish all these things, you will know this is my whole paper, and then you will be able to write the abstract in a much helpful way. If it is helpful, you can follow this. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through some of the tools, and then I'll just help it out. So selecting the journal, how to select in which journals I have to publish. I don't want to go into it. If I had some time, I thought of just opening it and showing it. You can just use Springer Journal Selector, eDance, and I think Wiley has also got their own thing. What you can do is you can just go over there. There would be a box over there. You can just paste your abstract and find matching journals. You will be getting some 15 or 20 journals in which articles similar to yours would be there, right? So you can just select that particular journals, list of journals over there in eDance editing. So this is one thing that will really help you in getting some good quality literature reviews, literatures which can be used as your base, as well as this can help you in getting your work published also. The same journals which comes over here, you can use this to send your journal. I would encourage 100% of all the people who write to use this particular tool, Mendeley. It is a free open source tool. It you can just embed it with your Microsoft Word. You just write your paper, and of course in Mendeley you can just drag and drop your PDF files, your articles, whatever it is, in folder structure or file structure. Automatically all your papers would come into Mendeley. And when you cite a particular article, you can cite it over here. Automatically your references would be flooded. references means the last part would be flooded. I am just going to send it to say Springer journal. I have to make it as APA 6 format. In just one click, my whole journal would be made into Springer format. If I want to send it to IEEE, I can make it as IEEE. It is very, very simple. In case if you guys are finding it difficult to use it, to approach any one of us, we can just help you out with having a workshop on Mendeley. This is a very, very useful tool. And this has really helped me too. References from citations. All your papers that you take, finally, it will be having a list of references. When you read the paper, they would have just referred it. So the so and so author has cited it. You take those references. That would be a brilliant collection of, because they would have cited some 50, 60 people. Some relevant thing, you take it from there. And of course, we at Vistas have got this IEEE, so anywhere from the campus, you will be able to access all these database. Should be able to get it straightforward. You can get the help of library team for this. And of course, we have subscribed to both Turnitin as well as Urkund for plagiarism. Never ever try to make a fraud out of anything, right? Because it is not good. So even if you're going to write just a few things, write it on your own. Own in the sense, if you take a particular sentence from someone else, just give the citation, which means you are giving the needed commendation to them. Don't tell something that you have done, which you have not done. People will be able to really easily catch you. And all our faculty will be having this Urkund. You can just check it in Urkund. And Turnitin also we have got. In some specific cases, we can check it over there. And of course, your English, if it is poor, as someone mentioned during the first slide, everything is gone. So Word, Grammarly, just a basic Microsoft Word will just give some red underline and all those things. Those things helps. If you are very good in English, no need for proofreading. In case you are little bit not good or you are mediocre, I would suggest that you get your paper checked by a professional, right? And of course, you can use usage of features in MS Word, like figure, table, equation, caption, LaTeX, everything. So for especially for people who are writing theses, do use these features. It will save a lot of your life. I mean, a lot of your time. In just one click, everything will just come. If you make one change also, automatically it will be made. So these things will really help. Okay, so this is my final slide. Open access, what index it should be. Should I go for a paid one? Whether it is a peer reviewed, generic, core. So these are some of the technical jargons that people just throw, right? I would suggest it is very, very simple. Where to publish? Just see if it is Web of Science indexed, in which you have got 3 categories allowed, which is Science Citation Index Expanded, Social Science Citation Index, and Arts and Humanities Citation Index. Citation Index, Index Expanded, and SSCI means Social Science Citation Index, and AHCA is Arts and Humanities Citation Index. So these are the 3 things over here, right? So only publish in Web of Science journal. The second one would be Scopus. Most of the journals in Web of Science would be in Scopus also. So you can just check the things over here at scopus.com. And you can check if it is in Web of Science by checking over here. You can check the journal by giving the ISSN number or the journal name. and you will be able to see the homepage of the journal and stuff over there, right? So you can just check and see that they have specified that it is either one of these three index, because there are other indexing and also in Web of Science. You can avoid those things. In case of conferences also, kindly ensure that it is in Web of Science or Scopus, right? So it would be a good time of networking if you just publish in some core journals. It is always better to go for a core journal, which means it is very specific. A journal of digital image processing, right? So it is very core. In case of generic, Journal of Science and Technology, it is generic. So better to always go for some core area so that you will get some very good reviews which are specific to your things. And I think with this I'll stop, and if there are some queries, questions, let me take it up. I think I'm on time. Is there some questions? Okay. What I'll do is I'll give the permission for the participants to unmute themselves. So if you want, you can unmute and ask, might be some few questions, else we'll close. Yeah, go ahead, Gigi Benita.
Very good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Jayaprakash Narayan from SIBT College, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Actually, you have explained very simple and basic about how to start technical writing, sir. Thank you so much, actually, sir, because you have given a beginning to the end, actually. So I have a small question, sir, actually.
Please, sir, go ahead.
How to use the reference? So you told me that because once the reference is mistake and everything is gone, right? So how to use other person reference as a base for our research?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for bringing it out. So this is what I told. Kindly ensure that your literature review has got articles only from the Web of Science, which means your SCIE or SSCA or AHCI. So if your literature is only from these indexed, if it is only from this indexed journals, your literatures would be very good, which means automatically your quality of your work would also be kind of very good, right?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yes,
so it is basically on selection of the literature, sir.
Exactly.
Oh, so suppose we want to write a good technical paper. What is the starting point you have to keep in mind, and what we should do and what we should not do?
Yeah, it is very, once you, the first step would be finding your problem statement. So once you define your problem, so just do the literature search very clear. So whatever things that is available in Google, you can just do a cross check by going to that mgl.clarivate.com and find if that particular journal is available in that particular index. If it is available, you can take that article as a base article. So you have to ensure that you take only quality articles for your review. So don't go for any other article. So there can be few exceptions, but in general, see that only Web of Science index based articles are over there in your What is that? In your base,
Excuse
as
me,
your
sir.
base, right?
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
sir.
Yes, madam.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Sir, I'm Yasmin Banu.
Yeah.
Sir, one question is, while writing the literature review, how the content should be arranged? Article content.
Okay. So that is once again one of the very good approach to write a review paper, literature review paper, is to see some of the articles which has been already published in your particular area
Yes, sir.
as a literature review
Yes,
article,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So in that way, you will be able to see the structure in which people have written the article. Once you
Okay, sir.
understand it, you also collect, you make the objective of your literature review very clear. So people have done literature review till this particular part. So now I
So
would
we
like to
can.
do,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, sir. How we can start means we can start from the objectives, or we can start from the focusing of the article. Means how we
Uh,
can start the literature review, sir?
it is very, I mean, once again, very subjective in the sense, what happens is, for example, if your problem statement is defined already, you can't move here and
Yes,
there,
sir.
right? So if in that case, you just explore in that particular area, just go deep into it and take some good literatures from your Web of Science based and do a literature survey, see how
Okay,
people have written and follow the similar pattern. In case you don't have anything, but you have got a broad scope of doing a literature review in a very, very broad area, you
yes,
take
sir.
literature review in that particular area, what people have done. So they would have just cited some 100, 150 articles. So you
Sir, I have seen many authors, they will write only 2 to 3 lines. But for thesis, how we can arrange, sir?
just go through them. They would have just find these are some of the things new one of that particular area, and you try to explore
Okay,
and
sir.
uh, come up with your own literature in that area.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
This is Dr. Bona, postdoctoral researcher. Sir, can you help me to publish journals in IEEE journals, sir? How to search the effective journals, sir? Could you please tell me about that, sir?
Yeah, it is very. Once again, if you want to publish an IEEE journal, all your source material should be from IEEE. So that is your step one. So
Okay.
then your whole mindset should be in a way that you read through the IEEE transaction or IEEE letters, whatever it is, and
Okay.
your thinking pattern, you should be able to understand what is written there. So once that happens,
Okay.
automatically the next phases you will be writing your paper in that particular order. Might be we can have a sitting and just we'll see in a specific, more specific way on how to do that also.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Bona.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anyone else? Else we'll close. Suresh sir, you have got something? Okay. Yes, Suresh, over to you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, participants. Now I welcome Ms. K. Kalayvani, Madam, Executive Member, Vistas India Lake Club, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Sir, it's my immense pleasure to deliver vote of thanks in this virtual session on Let Me Write a Technical Article organized by Vistas NDLI. I thank our founder chancellor, Dr. Aishari K. Ganesh, who always say that continuous learning and guided learning will help us to reach greater heights in our career. I like to express my sincere thanks to the Vice President, Planning and Development, Dr. Jyoti Murugan, who has been the driving force behind this whole academic process. I thank our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sriman Narayanan, and Registrar Dr. Saravanan for their constant support and guidance. I thank the resource person and excellent orator, Dr. Arun, for his interesting and interactive session on where to start, when and how to write, where to publish a good technical article. I thank Dr. Shanmugasundaram sir for his felicitation address. I thank Mr. Dinesh Balaji for his welcome address and Mr. Suresh Kumar and Prabhakaran for their excellent coordination. Once again, I thank everyone behind this whole process. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Might be, you can leave the feedback. It would be helpful for